Hi, this is Indu, Assistant Professor, Department of Data Science, IARE, Hyderabad. Today's course outcomes I'm going to explain you. After completion of this session, the student can know about the what is if statement and if else statement, else if statement, if else statement also, and also the past statement, break statement, continue statement, and how they are going to use and where these statements are going to use in the by using these control statements. How can we use all these type of statements? The students can able to learn from the today's session. Now coming to control structures. Control structure is a block of programming that analyzes variables and decides which statement is going to execute next based on the given parameters. Basing on the given parameters, this control statement is using to analyzing the variable and decide the which statement is going to execute next. Okay. Next, coming to the next point, the term control denotes the direction in which the program flows. This control denotes where in which direction the program is going on and in which direction the program is flowing. Like that, this control statement structures will denoting. Usually, loops are used to execute a control statement. Usually, we can see in the earlier sections also, loops are also used to execute a control statement in a certain number of times. Now, here, loops are going to execute a control statement. Basically, control statement determines the flow of event in the program. This control statement determines the flow of events in the control state in a program. We can see the control structures are, we are having three types of Python control structures. The first one is selection control structure, and the coming to second one, sequential control structures, and the third one is a repetition control structure, as well as we can say the repetition control structure or also as a iteration control structure. Okay, now I'm going to explain these three types of control structures. What are the different types of control structures, what we are going to use, and how we are going to execute the program in these control structures also. Okay, now coming to the first one, sequential control structure. Flow of program that execute in an order. Sequential means we can also know it is in order process. Okay, without skipping. No need of skipping, jumping, switching to another block of a code. The code does not, or else without skipping the code does not skip, or else jumping, or else switching to another block also. You cannot execute the second instruction before executing the instruction above it. First, the first instruction only executes first. Then second instruction execute. By in this sequential process, the second before the first statement or else before the first line, the second statement doesn't execute. This is the main process in this sequential statement. It can be going through the ordered form. Okay. Also, you cannot divide a sum which has not been calculated. According to this problem, the sum also has not been divided. Okay, you can see here I had taken a flowchart also. Prompt the user to enter three numbers. Here I am going to enter the three numbers. In the next process, what I am doing, find the sum of three numbers. Here I am going to find the sum of three numbers. Assume that 1, 2, 3. Okay, in this next second one, what I am doing here, second one, sum of n1, n2, n3. n1 value, n2 value, n3 value. Here I am adding. Okay. Next, what is the third step in the flow chart? Divide the sum by 3. Whatever the sum I am getting, I am going to divide the sum by 3 here. Okay. Now, what is the answer or else what's the execution part I have to see here is print of sum value. Okay. So, I'm going to show you in the IDLE also. Okay, here we can see what the program I explained now itself. I have to take a new file. Then we can know the correct one also. So I'm going to take a new file. Here I'm taking a num1 value equal to int of input. Okay, int of input, and I'm also taking the second value, num2 value. Num2 value equal to int of, again input. Next, num3 value. Num3 equal to int of input. Okay, what we are going to do now, we have to sum these three numbers. Okay, sum equal to num1 plus num2 plus num3. Okay, I'm going to do sum. Okay, next step, what is there in the flow chart? Next step is sum equal to, I have to divide that sum. Sum equal to sum by 3. Why am I taking 3? Num1, num2, num3. Total 3 values are there. So I'm going to take the sum by 3. Now, what I have to do? I need to print a sum value. Okay. So, here the code had been written. Now, I'm going to run a code. See, I have to save a file. You can save on the desktop with the file name, whatever we are going to save. And I'm going to run a code. See, first I didn't give any values to the code. Now I had given only input. So I'm going to give values to the code. 5 and 1 value, and next enter value 6, and next 8. Now I got the answer of some value answer. Division, after the division I got the answer. Okay, I hope you all can understand this program. It's a basic program. Okay, this is about the sequential structure. Next, coming to the selection control statement. This is also same. We can see the difference between what is the difference between the sequence and the selection process. The best example of selection control structure in Python are else if statement. We can see else if statement here, and dictionary mapping also. We can see the dictionary mapping also. This is where the program take decision on a particular criteria. The program can take decision on a particular criteria. In the above example, if the age is greater than, here I have taken the example. In the example, age is greater than 17. Okay, then you can vote, or else you cannot vote. If the age is 17, what it comes, it's true. The statement is true. We can vote. The person can vote. If the age is less than 17, the person cannot vote. Okay, that's the program I'm going to explain now. The control is given to the code which passes the condition set. Here also I had taken the flow chart. You can say display. You can't vote. What if my age is less than 17? I cannot vote. If it is true, if the statement age greater than 17 statement is true, then I can vote. If age less than 17, I cannot vote. Okay, here the two statements, if else condition is using. Here we can say the true and also the false. Here we can see here age, I had taken age as input, and if age is greater than 17, here I explained you age is greater than 17, print you can vote. If the age is greater than 17, how we have to print, we can vote. Else, if the statement is true, then it goes to the next statement. Else, print you cannot vote. Okay, this also we can see in the ideally. Coming to the next one. Sorry, I can explain you in the ideally also. Here I'm going to take a new file, as well as what I'm going to see here is equal to int of input. Okay, age equal to int of input. Here I am also taking the if statement here. if a greater than 17. I had written there 17. What we have to do, if the age is greater than 17, then we can print what he can or you can vote. Okay. Coming to the else statement. Else. Here we can see this. Okay. Next, coming to the else statement. Else print you cannot. In the else statement, how we can write print? You can't vote if his or her age is less than 17. She cannot or he cannot vote for this one. This is a program I am going to explain you. Now I am going to save a file with some other name. Okay, saved. My file was saved. I am going to run a code. Is there any? Yeah, print. Okay, here it's showing that it's an error. What's the error? You can't vote. Print. After print, it's showing an error. Okay, here we can see. Again, we can save a file. And here we can run a code. This statement. Okay, sorry, I had kept these parameters outside. Okay, sorry. Now again, I have to save a file. I'm going to save a file. And then the code is going to run. Okay. What the age I'm going to take here is 18. Yeah. Name A is not declared. See, you can also know A. Here we can again save more. Yeah, you can vote. For the age of 18, we can vote. Okay, now? Yeah, this is the if else statement program. We're going to see next, coming to the next module. Okay, next one. Repetition control structure. What's the repetition control structure? We can also say the repetition control structure as an iterative control structure. Okay, this is iteration control structure. This is when a criteria chunk of code needs to be repeated. It is also repeating until a given number of times. How many times? If I am going, the code needs to be run up to 5 times. It will repeat up to the 5 times until repeated until a given number of times. For example, if you need to print the record of all the students on their mark sheets, if we can take any other examples also. Now, it would be easy to repeat the activity of all the students through the repetition or iterative control structure. If the program, whatever we are giving is a repetition module, means we can use the iterative module or else the repetitive module also. The most common examples in Python are, we can use here for loop as well as the while loop. These are the most common examples using in this repetition mode. Okay. Iterative is used for looping, repeating the piece of code multiple times. Here we can also see a piece of code can be repeated in multiple times. Okay. What's the flow chart? We can see. Go with the flow chart. Count assigned. Already the count was assigned. Blast off zone and decrement count. Count is greater than 0. If the count, I have assigned the count as 5. Okay. The count equal to 5 according to flow chart. Okay. If the statement is true, it will run, the code will repeat until the statement gets true. Okay. Here I have taken a count equal to 5. While in while statement, I am using this program, I am writing this program in a while statement. We can use while or else a for loop also. Okay. While count greater than equal to 0. print blast off is zone count. Count equal to count minus 1. Okay, now here also we can say according to this, we can also see for loop in for loop. Letter in I am going to take in the list format. Okay, 40. Okay, print letter like this. If I am writing a code like this, how it can print 10, 10 value, 20 value, 30 value and 40 value. Okay, here it's going to print 10, 20, 30 as well as 40. Okay, now we can write this for loop in a list or else string, whatever it may be. We can use this as usual in the for loop also. Next, coming to the second example, here I had taken in the list format. Okay, student 1 and student 2 and student 3. These students are in a list. For student in list, print student. If I am taking a student value or else student number in the list, it is going to print student. Okay, how the output will come here? Student 1, student 2 and also student 3. Okay, like this the output will print for us. Okay, this is the repetition is going on until that statement will get true. Okay, next come to the if statement. Here I am going to show you the if statement, if else and if. Okay, also the 3 statements I am going to vary before you. This is used to check a condition and execute the operation within the block only when the given condition is true. If the given condition is true only, the execution can done. The operation can done within the condition of true only. It can be stay in only one chance. It take only one chance. Okay, if true, this code is going to execute. We can remember in the 2 steps. If statement can take only one chance, and if the statement is true, it was going to execute. Okay, next coming to if else statement. These statements are used to check the condition and execute the operations within the block only when the given condition is true. Only if we are giving the true condition is true, then only it was going to execute, or else it also uses the else statement to take a false statement also. Here you can see if condition. I had taken a if condition. If the statement is true, then it executes, or else if the statement is false statement in else, I had given a false statement, then again it goes to it executes. Okay, if the condition is false, the statement in the else block will be executed. Here we can see first within a block only when the given condition is true. Whenever the given condition is true within a block, then it go with the if condition. If the given condition is false, then else block will be executed. Why? Because here I had taken a false. I had given a false statement in the else. Okay. Here, if the if condition is true, then statement 1 will get executed. We can say this one as a statement 1. Statement 1 will execute, or else if else statement here it is false, then statement 2 is executed. Okay, you can remember like this also. If it false, here it is false, then the statement 2 is executed. If condition here it is true, then the statement 1 is executed. Next, coming to the if else if and if elif and else statement also. If elif else statement, if we want to check more than one condition, only one condition means we can take if statement. More than one condition means we can use this if elif else condition. We can use the elif statement. more than one condition, if you're going to execute more than one condition, we can take the elif statement. If a condition is true, if I'm getting the condition is true, then the statement within the block will be executed. If, for example, statement 1 is true, then it will goes for execution. Okay. If the condition is false, for example, second statement is false, we can provide elif statement within the second condition, and the statement within the elif block will be executed only when the condition is true. Okay. If the second condition is false, okay, then I can go with elif condition. When this statement is true, this condition is true, then only it will goes to execute. So we can provide multiple elif conditions. We can write multiple elif conditions also. Statement 3, again elif, statement 4, so on. We can write many multiple conditions, multiple statements also. Else, we can provide multiple elif statements and an else statement at the end if all the above conditions are false. If all the, here I had written false, and in the third statement also I got the false, it doesn't execute here. It is also not executing the third statement. And if my fourth statement is also false, even though it's not going to execute, then the last statement what we are going to give is else statement. In this else statement, we can, the program or else the code need to be true. Okay. This is about the if else statement. Okay. You can remember like this. If the statement 1 is true, then it was going to execute. Otherwise, we can go with the elif statement. Okay. If the elif statement, second statement is false, then it doesn't execute. And again, I can use multiple now. Then I'm again writing the elif statement for the third statement also. Or here also, it was false means, then I can use the else statement to get when the condition or else when the statement is true, then I'll use for the else statement. Like this, we can write the code in this statement. Okay. Next, coming to loops. What are the loops we are using in Python? What is about the loop? We can know here itself. Loops are used to repeat the set of statements. These loops are used to repeating the set of statements. Single statement or else a single statement. We can use set of statements, or else we can go with a single statement. A certain number of times, many times, we can execute the loop in many times itself. In Python, we are using two loops. What are the two loops? For loop, okay, as well as a while loop. We all of us know about the for loop and while loop compulsory. Why? Because in Python, these two are the main loops we are using. Okay, first one is for loop and the second one is while loop. The Python for loop also works as an iterator or iterate over times in the list, dictionary, characters or strings. In for loop, this also for loop also works as an iterator or else iterate. Here we see what is the for loop, how we are using this for loop. It can be used to iterate over a list as well as a string as well as a dictionary. Okay, and iterate over a range of numbers. In between the range of numbers also we can iterate this for loop. Okay, for variable in range. Now I am going to explain a variable. I am taking a variable. What is the variable? Starting number. Whatever the number I am going to explain. Ending number also. Ending number is +1. And step size. What is the step size? Here we can write for I in range. Variable I had taken for I in range. Like that we can write. Okay. Statement. Or else for element in sequence. If the element in, we can write the for element in all, as well as in the sequence manner also. Okay. Next, coming to the while loop. This is used whenever the set of statements should be repeated based on a condition. While the set of statements was going to repeat based on the condition, we can use this while loop as well as for loop also. It's a wish. The control comes out of the loop when the condition is false. When the condition is false, the control will comes out of the loop. Okay. In while loop, we must explicitly increment or else the decrement the loop variable. In while loop, the decrement or as well as the increment also will be going on this in this variable, if any. Whereas in for, the range function would automatically increment the loop variable. While comparing with the for loop in range function, it automatically increases the loop variable. Okay. Here we can see the syntax also. While condition, statement, increment or decrement, whatever the it may be. Okay. And also we can see, we can write count equal to 1. If I'm giving an example. If count equal to 1, while count less than or equal to 5. If the count is less than or equal to 5, then the count was going to print as count. Again, count equal to count plus 1. Okay. Here I am going to take a count also. Here again I am coming out of the loop. I am coming out of the loop and I am giving the goodbye. So here how many times I am repeating my loop? Here I am going to repeat it 5 times. How it instruction repeats the 5 times means, here I had taken count equal to 1. If I'm going to example also 1 count value, here I had taken as 1 less than or equal to 5. Okay, 1 less than or equal to 5. So what the print I had given, print value, what it comes, 1. Okay. Next, count 1 equal to 1 plus 1. What's the answer here? I got the answer as 2. Now, so again my loop will goes to, again the loop repeating count value. Again, what's the count value? Count value is 2. Count, I'm going to take here, what's the count value I got here? 2. Okay, count value I got here is 2. Again, my loop was going again to count, taking the value as 2. Now, while count less than or equal to 5, the count value is 2 less than or equal to 5. Here, is it true? Yeah, true. Now, I'm going to print. What's the value here? Going to 2. Printing 2. Next, count equal to 2 plus 1. How many here? 3. I'll get the 3. Next, again the 3 will, again the loop will continuing. Again the loop was going to count value as 3. Like this, the 5 times the loop will be, the instruction repeat the program, repeating the loop. Okay. I hope you can understand about the while loop and also the for loop. Next, coming to break statement. Okay, break statement. This statement will terminate the current loop and it will continue the execution of the next statement. It will terminate the current loop. Breaking. What here it's going on? Breaking, cutting, or else terminating the current loop. And it will continue the execution of the next statement. It continues the execution of a next statement. Okay. If a break statement is present in a nested list, if this break statement is presented in the nested loop, that means nested loop, it comes out of the innermost loop. It comes out of innermost loop. Okay, now here we can see the syntax also. While I'm using in the break statement, I am using this while condition. If while condition, I am writing a while condition statement 1. If condition, then I am going to break a statement. Okay. Here we can see the statement 2. We can assume like this also, statement 2. Now we can see here only, here itself only. I'm giving an example for you. Count equal to if I'm taking the count value equal to 0, while count less than or equal to 5. If the count value is less than or equal to 5, if again what's the condition I have to write? If count equal to 3. If my count is equal to 3, then what I have to do here? I have to break a condition. Okay. What's the condition we are using here? If my count equal to 3, then I will break the condition. Okay. Next, else. Okay. Else. Print count. If it is not breaking, it's not equal to, then we can go with the count. Okay. Then count equal to count plus 5. This is the condition we can go with. The loop can repeatedly goes on, repeatedly going with the execution, or else we can print thank you. Okay, now this is the example what how we can break a statement by using a while loop. Okay, now we can break a statement by using a while loop. Okay, we can see this one in ideally also. Count equal to 0. I had taken a count value equal to 0. By using this while condition, I am writing while count equal to less than or equal to 5. I had taken a count value less than or equal to 5. Okay. Next. Okay. If count equal to 3, I am giving the again statement, and for using break statement, I am using the if condition to count equal to 5. 0, if I am taking as a count value as 0, 0 equal to 3, then break the condition. Okay. Next, I have to go with the if 0 is not equal to 3, then I will go with the else condition. Else print count. Okay. What's the count value? The loop repeatedly executes the program. Repeatedly it goes on the program of count equal to count plus 1. Here I had written the print statement out of the loop. Okay, it comes out of the loop. Print. If the count equal to 3 means it is breaking the breaking. It will goes on. It uses a break statement. If else, if it is not equal to 3, it goes with the else statement. Then it is counting and giving the answer as okay. Now I have to save a file. Okay. Then I'm going to run a code. See, 0, 1, 2. Already by 3, if the condition is true, I break the statement there itself. So condition is true now. I had written the condition is true now. Then I am going to print a thank you. Okay. I hope you all can understand by seeing this program. Next, coming to continuous statement. Continuous statement is used to skip the current iteration. What is the current iteration? Here we are going to use that can be skipped by the continuous statement. This loop will not be terminated. The loop which is there in the continuous statement, it should not be terminated. It just work to execute the statement below the continuous statement. It terminates and it goes for the below statements. Okay. The incrementing will be done in for loop. if the increment statement is written below continue, it won't be executed in while loop. Okay. If the increment will be done in for loop, if the increment statement written below the continue, if I had written below continue, after I am going to write the continue and I'll give increment statement means it doesn't give execution, it doesn't execute. Okay, it won't be executed in the while loop. Okay, here we can see the syntax. By this you can understand how we are going to write a program. While condition statement, I had taken one statement. Okay, if the condition is true, then it was going to continue. Okay, and it gives for the other statement also, it will use the other statement also. Okay, here we can see the other example according to this continuous statement also. For letter, I'll execute it in the IDE itself. I'm going to take a new file. Here I'm going to write code for a continuous statement. For letter in, I can take Python. For letter in Python. Okay. Here I am going to use if condition. If condition, if letter equal to T. I am going to take a T letter. T. Okay. Continue. Then I'll continue with this statement. If letter T equal to T, I'll go with a continue, and then else. Here I'm going to write else statement also. Else print letter. Else what we have, what here it's going on. Else print letter. Okay. In for loop, I'm coming back to the for loop, and I'll go with it. Thank you. Okay. Now we can save a file here itself. Yeah, I'm going to save a file with some name or value, whatever we are going to say, and I'm going to run a code here. Expected error. What's the error here? I had expected. Yeah, I didn't give the semicolon. Again, I'm going to save a file and I'll run a code. Here, see Python. I had taken the input value as Python, letter as Python. In that Python, I skipped the value of T. Here, the T value is not there. Okay, now here continue with the T value. Here, the value what they had continue with the T. They had not written the T value. What I explained you in the given statement also. This only. See, for letter in Python, if letter equal to T, continue. Else print letter, else print all the letters. If it is not equal to T, print all the letters. Yeah, in execution part, without T, Python has been printed and again printed. Thank you. Okay, this is about a continuous statement. Okay, next we'll go with a pass statement. Pass statement is used to place as a placeholder. It can be used as a placeholder. For example, we want to create a function but are not sure of its content. For example, we have to create a function. We are going to create a function. But what is the statement we are going to create? We are not having any content in that one. So, if we create a function and leave it, I had created a function, some function. A value and B value 20, and C. I have already created all, the program has been executed, the program has been written, and I had lived, I forget it, or else I had lived the space like this only for C value. In that situation, we can use this pass statement. Okay. See, if we create a function and leave it, I had create a function. Sorry, not like that. We cannot written like that. If we are creating a function and we are leaving it, an error will occur. What will happen? Error will occur in the, error shows in the leaving part. To counter this error, we use a pass statement. If the error, to counter this error, the error may not be shown in the program or coding part, we are using this pass statement. Okay. We can see the syntax. By that we can understand. Definition of function parameters pass, or for elements in sequence pass. While condition we are not pass. Okay. If condition also pass. Okay. These are all the conditions will going to pass. If I had I'm not giving to I didn't give any value to those values, then it will if I'm writing pass here, then the error code will not be shown here itself. Again, after 2 days or 3 days, we can see this, means we can write a code here also. So the error will not be shown where we had left a place and left a place in a function. It can be terminated by the pass statement. Okay. So these are the following I had explained to you. What and all the statements I had explained to you in these control statements. If statement I explained, if else, and if else statement also I explained. Coming to that one, loops also I had explained to you. And in that loops, mainly what are the loops we are using? For loop, while loop, break statement, continuous statement, and also pass statement. I had explained to you. I hope you all understand it. And what are the three control statements, control structures is going to be there in the control statements? Sequential and sequential statement, selection statement, and also the iteration statement I had explained to you. I hope you all can understand all these control structures, whatever there in the PPTs. And I had taken this from Geeks for Geeks. Here you can see in the from the site of Geeks for Geeks, and also from the Letters Kanitkar book, first edition S1 Kanitkar, as well as the Aditya Kanitkar has been written. They are the authors of this book. And Python programming by Rima Thereja. Okay, and also these Python programming I collected from IDLE as well as Geeks for Geeks. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.